production suite dedicated to bringing you premium content that transcends boundaries. Immerse yourself in a tapestry of thought-provoking discussions on profound topics where wisdom meets curiosity and knowledge paves the path to transformation. You can donate to us at any time at cash.app/SetDaireElion. You can donate to us at any time. cash.app/SetDaireElion. Also follow us on our various social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, /SetDaireElion. All the links will be in the description. Thank you. Psalmist Studios is a multifaceted production powerhouse, proficient in the arts of videography, photography, engineering, and bespoke instrumentation. Comprised of a collective of artists, producers, and visionaries, the studio is unwaveringly committed to meticulously creating top-tier content while nurturing widespread expansion for psalmists on a global scale. Please follow Psalmist Studios on Facebook at Psalmist Studios 513, Instagram handle at Psalmist Studios, TikTok handle at Psalmist Studios, Twitter handle at Psalmist Studios. Thank you. Ruach El-Hepzibah is an esteemed luminary in the realm of creative production, holding the distinguished position of chief producer at Psalmist Studios. With a seasoned expertise in curating exceptional multimedia experiences, Ruach El has graciously extended sponsorship to SetDaireElion, affording them a platform to craft and disseminate content that resonates with themes of righteousness, wisdom, and enlightenment. Through this collaboration, the convergence of visionary storytelling and divine inspiration gives rise to a rich tapestry of thought-provoking narratives that uplift and inspire audiences worldwide. Donate to Ruach El-Hepzibah at Cash App /Ruach El-Hepzibah, Facebook /Ruach El, Instagram Ruach El, TikTok Ruach El, Twitter X Ruach El. Thank you. SetDaireElion is a platform meticulously crafted for the evolution of sincere minds in pursuit of understanding the Most High. SetDaireElion is proudly sponsored by Psalmist Studios, a multi-layered production suite dedicated to bringing you premium content that transcends boundaries. Immerse yourself in a tapestry of thought-provoking discussions on profound topics where wisdom meets curiosity and knowledge paves the path to transformation. You can donate to us at any time at cash.app/SetDaireElion. You can donate to us at any time. cash.app/SetDaireElion. Also follow us on our various social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, /SetDaireElion. All the links will be in the description. Thank you. Psalmist Studios is a multifaceted production powerhouse, proficient in the arts of videography, photography, engineering, and bespoke instrumentation. Comprised of a collective of artists, producers, and visionaries, the studio is unwaveringly committed to meticulously creating top-tier content while nurturing widespread expansion for psalmists on a global scale. Please follow Psalmist Studios on Facebook at Psalmist Studios 513, Instagram handle at Psalmist Studios, TikTok handle at Psalmist Studios, Twitter handle at Psalmist Studios. Thank you. Ruach El-Hepzibah is an esteemed luminary in the realm of creative production, holding the distinguished position of chief producer at Psalmist Studios. With a seasoned expertise in curating exceptional multimedia experiences, Ruach El has graciously extended sponsorship to SetDaireElion, affording them a platform to craft and disseminate content that resonates with themes of righteousness, wisdom, and enlightenment. Through this collaboration, the convergence of visionary storytelling and divine inspiration gives rise to a rich tapestry of thought-provoking narratives that uplift and inspire audiences worldwide. Donate to Ruach El Hepzibah at Cash App /Ruach El Hepzibah, Facebook /Ruach El, Instagram Ruach El, TikTok Ruach El, Twitter X Ruach El. Thank you. Seder Elion is a platform meticulously crafted for the evolution of sincere minds in pursuit of understanding the Most High. Seder Elion is proudly sponsored by Psalmist Studios, a multi-layered production suite dedicated to bringing you premium content that transcends boundaries. Immerse yourself in a tapestry of thought-provoking discussions on profound topics where wisdom meets curiosity and knowledge paves the path to transformation. You can donate to us at any time at cash.app /Seder Elion. You can donate to us at any time. Cash.app /Seder Elion. Also follow us on our various social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter X /Seder Elion. All the links will be in the description. Thank you. Psalmist Studios is a multifaceted production powerhouse, proficient in the arts of videography, photography, engineering, and bespoke instrumentation. Comprised of a collective of artists, producers, and visionaries, the studio is unwaveringly committed to meticulously creating top-tier content while nurturing widespread expansion for psalmists on a global scale. Please follow Psalmist Studios on Facebook at Psalmist Studios 513. Instagram handle at Psalmist Studios, TikTok handle at Psalmist Studios, Twitter handle at Psalmist Studios. Thank you. Ruach El Hepzibah is an esteemed luminary in the realm of creative production, holding the distinguished position of chief producer at Psalmist Studios. With a seasoned expertise in curating exceptional multimedia experiences, Ruach El has graciously extended sponsorship to Seder Elion, affording them a platform to craft and disseminate content that resonates with themes of righteousness, wisdom, and enlightenment. Through this collaboration, the convergence of visionary storytelling and divine inspiration gives rise to a rich tapestry of thought-provoking narratives that uplift and inspire audiences worldwide. Donate to Ruach El Hepzibah at Cash App /Ruach El Hepzibah, Facebook /Ruach El, Instagram Ruach El, TikTok Ruach El, Twitter X Ruach El. Thank you. Seder Elion is a platform meticulously crafted for the evolution of sincere minds in pursuit of understanding the Most High. Seder Elion is proudly sponsored by Psalmist Studios, a multi-layered production suite dedicated to bringing you premium content that transcends boundaries. Immerse yourself in a tapestry of thought-provoking discussions on profound topics where wisdom meets curiosity and knowledge paves the path to transformation. You can donate to us at any time at cash.app /Seder Elion. You can donate to us at any time. Cash.app /Seder Elion. Also follow us on our various social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter X /Seder Elion. All the links will be in the description. Thank you. Psalmist Studios is a multifaceted production powerhouse, proficient in the arts of videography, photography, engineering, and bespoke instrumentation. Comprised of a collective of artists, producers, and visionaries, the studio is unwaveringly committed to meticulously creating top-tier content while nurturing widespread expansion for Psalmist on a global scale. Please follow Psalmist Studios on Facebook at Psalmist Studios 513, Instagram handle at Psalmist Studios, TikTok handle at Psalmist Studios, Twitter handle at Psalmist Studios. Thank you.
You're worth so much nobody can afford. I gotta go talk about you when I press record. You're radiant, nobody can ignore. I gotta go talk about you when I press record. Proverbs, you are 31. Baby, you a queen, I gotta snatch you up. You're worth so much nobody can afford. I gotta go talk about you when I press record, yeah.
Beautiful Rachel, look at you better than Eve. Nobody really had you, he must have saved you for me, I am Jacob, I'm working hard for your love. Tell your father I'm ready, I can't prepare with my gloves. Out the mud, we can get it together. I ain't got everything perfect, but we can make it together, Pray to the Father, we never pray to the moon. We don't never use tarot cards. We pray to true and living God, that's just who we are. Our God gave us no religion, so we set apart. Kinda like Levi from 11 tribes. Ark of the Covenant in our third eye. You got a mind like me, I call that bullseye. Heavenly Father, just give me a mind to concentrate. Some women you can't buy with $1, just gotta elevate. She worth more than rubies, call her a lioness. She only prays the one most high, call her a empress.
You're worth so much nobody can afford. I gotta go talk about you when I press record. You're radiant, nobody can ignore. I gotta go talk about you when I press record. Proverbs, you are 31. Baby, you a queen, I gotta snatch you up. You're worth so much nobody can afford. I gotta go talk about you when I press record, yeah.
What a blessing, just to be in your presence. You equipped with many lessons. I had you before conception was made for me up in heaven. You make me, we'll call it reverend. We should really be making love before Father start Armageddon. Do it together, we battle the weather. We better together, who can stop us? We putting power together. We reaching heavenly levels, never alone. Together we battle the devil.
You're worth so much nobody can afford. I gotta go talk about you when I press record. You're radiant, nobody can ignore. I gotta go talk about you when I press record. Proverbs, you are 31. Baby, you a queen, I gotta snatch you up. You're worth so much nobody can afford. I gotta go talk about you when I press record, yeah.
Recognize the soul.
Let's change our ways like we did the last time. Came out and ain't the best a very long time. Way back, Moses on Mount Sinai, Malachi, keep the Torah in my mind. I wanna live, I'm talking about eternal life. We were the slaves in Cottonfield. Keep down our land, cause we didn't keep it real. The land of Canaan where we used to own our field. Israel, we gon' be back in our field. So much power in our story. In time we going back to
You get ready to talk. Just gonna push to his green,
Okay,
then we finish talking.
Giving all glory and all praise to the Most High by saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Once again, we bring into you Duty of Man, Relationships and Marriage podcast, hosted by Elder Yemuel of the House of Israel, Cincinnati. I'm going to go ahead and allow him to come in and introduce the topics for today.
Hello once again, and thank you for tuning in to the Duty of Man podcast. Again, we're talking about relationships, and hopefully those relationships will eventually lead to a marriage if in fact you're not already married. I want to talk about today just some things that we're going to have a little conversations about to try to see if we can't show people a different way and give a different perspective as we generally do. So the first question I want to ask, starting out, and this is serious because in the days, matter of fact, this is Brother Avery right here, and he just said something that I wanted to talk about anyway, because I know that relationships today, they're not authentic relationships, a lot of them. Again, when I'm talking about things, remember, there's always an exception to the rule. It might sound like I'm talking about all men, or it might sound like I'm talking about all women or all relationships. No, just most that's here in the West. But here in the West, it seems that the storyline has changed a bit to where relationships, for the most part, is about what can you do for me? It's not about finding, in a lot of cases, it's not about finding that particular person that you can love and they're going to love you back and you're going to work and build together. Right now, it seems that it's all about just what can you do for me? How much money you got? And I've been saying that. But this young man, we were just speaking and he told me, so what I want you to do is just give a little insight on what you said, then I'm going to ask this question. All right?
All right, what I was talking to the guys today about is relationships is now about money. It's based everything off of money. It's not about let's build together. Let's go get this together. It's always like competing. And that's what you see in relationships nowadays. It's not like the older days, like you built from zero to now we here. And you could look back on them times. Now they looking for people that already got it. And when you get somebody that already got it, you don't really know if that person truly there for you or your money or whatever you have going for yourself. And that makes it harder now today to really get to that end goal of, I want to get married. That's why so many marriages don't last nowadays, like 2 to 5 years. And then now you see it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the person is really looking for that marriage and that love. And then you just here. You ain't adding nothing to the table. You ain't here supporting me like the way you're supposed to. It's always your hand is out. You know what I mean? I feel like that's right there is what stops the real end goal here on earth is love, and till death do us part. It's kind of hard to do that now.
Which brings me to this question here, and we're going to talk about this. And that question is, why would a good man want to take a chance with his mental health in today's environment, trying to search out what he perceived to be a good woman? Because he don't necessarily know that she's going to be a good woman. Because a lot of times relationships end really fast, but when they start out, it's like the people in the relationships are sending a representative. They're not being themselves. So deception is established off the top. Mm-hmm. And so eventually, once the people start getting a little bit more comfortable with you, then you start peeling back the layers and you find out who this person or who these persons actually are. Well, she's not like she had me believe that she was. He's not like he had me believe he was. So, but this question again is, why would a good man, meaning a man with good intentions, who has value in his character, he has value in what he has to offer, he has value in his mind state, he wants someone who's going to trust him to lead, but he needs a good follower. In other words, they're going to be on the same team. He's just going to be the captain of the team. That's all. But he wants to have a solid relationship or help build a solid relationship. So why would that good man want to take a chance because so much is going on? He's going to have to exercise his mental health. And it's so crazy out here right now when you're trying to find a relationship, just like Avery said, it's about what can you do for me? Because a lot of women today have unreal standards for a man. You know, like I said, this 666 thing, they wanted to make six figures, have a six pack, and then be 6 foot tall at least. You know, here she is in stilettos, and she ain't but 5'2", but he 5'7.5", but he's too short for her. Like they tend to think that if a man is taller, he can protect her more.
Right.
I've seen a lot of tall guys that scream like little girls, you know, when it going to get tough. But let's talk about that. Keep in mind, you got a good man, but he just want a good woman, but you got to pick through the weeds. Excuse me, ladies. I'm not referring to you as weeds, but you got to sort of pick through the weeds to get the flower.
Sure.
So let's talk about that.
The thing is, why it's so hard nowadays is that you got to look at the root of things. The way women are now, you can't really blame them, but you got to blame the mothers because that's the one that they raised. That's what they see.
He been listening to the podcast because you own something. Go
You
ahead.
see what I'm saying? So it's like it's kind of hard to pick a woman because it's like you got to look at their moms, look at the trauma that their moms went through. So when their moms going through trauma, they can't really give you the fruits, the labors that you need to succeed in that relationship. You see what I'm saying? In my family, just me personally, I have seen men go in and out, in and out, in and out. So at the same time, me too, it's like, how did I get the fruits and berries that I need, right? I had people within the church to help me grow. You feel me? But some people don't have that access to, okay, I'm missing this. Where can I go to get it? So now they just freeballing it. They just taking a chance out of here instead of really getting the help. That's why I feel like it's hard. Like it's really hard for women to really know what they really want. So now they just guessing. But now they got the city girls, the Megans, that's really into their minds. Okay, if I just get a dude with a bag, he gonna love me. It's gonna be easier this way. And then you get the man with the bag, and now you see it ain't even like that. Now he putting his hands on you. Now he disrespecting you. Now he cheating on you. Now you looking at the city girls like, dang, they life ain't like that. But the thing about it is, about social media, the perception is really wrong. Cause they not even really living that life for real. They just throwing it out there to make themselves a bag, and you just listening to it and think you really learning.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
a lot of deceit.
That's what it is.
I think he brought out a good point. One of the things that I've been meditating on is why are people today so weak? And when I say weak, I mean, why is it hard for us to hold up a high standard? As you had brought out earlier, like back in the day, our grandparents, they could stay in relationships forever. They'll start out from square one, and you can actually build a legacy. They would actually build a legacy and be able to build a family with, you know what I mean, and go through turbulence and still stay together because they actually value the standard that marriage was at. You know, you ain't necessarily have to worry about your woman cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? Or having a job, you know what I'm saying? Out late. And, it was more of it was a higher standard. So I was meditating on why are we so weak today? And I love what you said about the mothers, because a lot of individuals are, we carry on a lot of the traumatic experiences that was given to us from our parents. And a lot of individuals were not raised with a father in their house, so they look at their mother as that example. And oftentimes the mothers are not strong enough to actually carry that example alone, so I feel like a lot of individuals should learn to look at their life through the lenses of their father. And I think they would. We all got two fathers. If you didn't have your father that was there, you got your, the heavenly father, of course. But how would your father look at you? You know what I'm saying? When you do the things that you do, So I wanted to chime in on that.
See, that's the beautiful thing, because some time ago, during one of our podcasts. I think it was number 11. We talked about the abnormalities that we see when we're little. So if a mother say she's a single parent mother, father's not in the home. First of all, that's abnormal right there because the mother and the father should be married in the home raising those children. And if you, like I said, if you have the baby father house here and baby mama house here, here's the baby going back and forth where the rules are different here at baby daddy house than they are at baby mother's house. So the child comes in at a deficit. The child comes in without a stable foundation because that foundation keeps shifting. The rules again are different than they are here. So ideally, that's abnormal.
Right.
So again, we grow up with all these abnormalities, but we see it so much. We say when somebody, as we're growing up, well, that's normal. That's normal because we've gotten so used to seeing it. Well, it can never be normal if it's abnormal. So we take those abnormalities and we enter those into the relationships that we go in. And so if this person and this person get together, right? And I'm bringing my abnormalities, she's bringing her abnormalities, but now it's not just me by myself.
Right.
When you putting that on somebody else, even though they grew up with the same thing, now they feeling it. It becomes personal. He's getting it from her, she's getting it from him. And then they wonder why they're clashing. And even if one of them start getting their act together, the other person still with those abnormalities, it's going to be an issue. Either way. So that's the reason we actually have to do work on ourselves. When we learn better, it's imperative that we do better if in fact we want to build healthy relationships. That's the only way we can do it. But we got to be strong in order to do that because see, what'll happen is your peers around you say, he think he different now.
Right.
He think he better or she thinks she better now than somebody else. When you learn better, we should always do better. So if we could do that, then we can start building, have good, healthy, thriving relationships. See, a lot of relationships today, they're just surviving. They're not thriving.
Nah, that's
They're just surviving. And they're fighting to hold on to those little relationships, even though you might not be getting the peace that you want to get in those relationships.
right.
See, relationships, this hopefully going to lead up to a marriage anyway, because if you want to get to the point of a marriage, then you already have to have in mind knowing that marriage is going to be work,
Right.
right? Because now you got two different people that's going to be working together to try to build something. And that's just living real life with two people living together. So it ain't going to be just a straight line going across the board. It's going to be some ups and downs in that relationship.
Right.
It's got to be some ups and downs in that relationship, but you got to know how to navigate your way through them. But you got to do that together. Somebody got to lead that relationship and somebody got to follow, but you got to lead in righteousness. You got to lead the right way, right?
Absolutely.
So the woman that you pick, she's got to trust you enough to allow you, hear what I said, to allow you to lead.
Right.
And she's going to be willing to follow. But again, the women in today's time, they have a modern mindset. And just like you talk about the city girls and all that, so we have a lot of different people have different mentalities according to their timeline of life, so to speak. So we got to get back to what we call the old past.
Absolutely.
We got to go back to what the creator deemed to be like the creator would be upset with boyfriend girlfriend relationships
He sure would.
because that's not supposed to be. That's a bunch of foolery right there. But see, we grew up doing what we saw done.
Right.
And again, that's an abnormality that we normalized.
Right.
And now everybody got a boyfriend. Everybody got a girlfriend. See, just like even with marriage is supposed to be what? A man and a woman. Right?
Right.
But now it's a man and a man, a woman and a woman, and they call it a marriage. But the Almighty calls it an abomination. Speak on it.
Yeah, I like what you said about the marriage thing, and I think what a lot of brothers nowadays have to realize is that marriage is a benefit to a man. Number one, you don't have to worry about your woman stepping outside of this. Once you walk that woman down that aisle and she becomes yours, she's yours.
You know what I'm saying? At that point, she should be fully committed to you. Y'all will be able to have children together, right? Create a stable house together. As Elder Yemuel said, you ain't got to worry about a divided house. When you boyfriend and girlfriend, I feel like you get, depending on how you lead, everything is always dependent on how you lead, right? Because you can get respect as a boyfriend and girlfriend, and you can get disrespect as a husband, but everything is about how you lead and the standard that you set. What's going on nowadays is that we're allowing women to dictate the dynamic of the relationship. And that's because men be so thirsty, men be so thirsty to lie down with her. Once you start to lie down with her, even if she gives you access to do it, that don't mean you should do it, right?
Absolutely.
Because if you do, right, she's gonna look at you, and you already have said that she's gonna look at you as all the other men. You don't want your woman looking at you. If you serious about this woman, you don't want this woman looking at you like she look at other men. Like, nah, I got a real man. My man, like, before he even laid down with me, he put a ring on my finger. He walked me down and he talked to my father first. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's going to get you more respect in her eyes down the line versus if you just go lie in bed with her after a couple dates. You know what I'm saying? How much respect are you really getting? How are you different from any other man, right? You slept with her on the second date. What make you think she won't do that with another man? What did you teach her differently? Right? You know what I'm saying? So I think we as men, we have to stop allowing the, you know what I'm saying, sex to dictate the relationship. No, you as a man, your guidance and your leadership dictates that relationship.
I like what you said there, but here's what we need to understand as men. Men should not be the ones that's following.
That's right.
When I hear a woman say she's a strong, independent black woman,
That's good.
what other woman on the planet have you ever heard say, I'm a strong, independent Asian woman. I'm a strong, independent German woman. I'm a strong, independent French woman. You don't hear nobody but black women saying that, and they don't realize it's an insult to themselves. Let me, the man, be strong for my woman so you can stay soft. Independent meaning you don't need nobody.
Right.
But in today's time, if you're independent, why are you always trying to get somebody who got a bag so they can finance your life? You see, it makes no sense. And then we got some simps, I'm gonna call them simps, who lead with their wallet, who makes it a lot worse for a lot of the other guys who just got a regular 9 to 5, or just regular guys who's making not necessarily a bunch of money, but they're willing to use their resources for the betterment of that relationship. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times, because of these untruths and these ridiculously high standards that some women have set, men can never measure up to ridiculous standards. They can never measure up. Let me ask you a question. Is it your responsibility? Think about what I'm saying here. Is it your responsibility as a man to make your woman happy? Yes or no?
No.
Give me some. He got that right. He got that right.
No.
Speak on it for me.
No.
Speak on it. You got that right.
No, it's not my responsibility to make you happy. Everybody come in here with their own happiness. You feel me? It's not my job. It's not my job to make you happy. That's why I be saying, like, they expect the world to make you happy. That's your job. That ain't my job. Just like it's your job to feed yourself. You can't expect nobody else to feed you. You feel me? We all come in here with the same thing. You feel me? In the world. So, like, I don't know. See, that's the pressure behind. If you expected me to make you happy, you don't know what you want. You wait for me to figure it out to make you happy.
Good point.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, and then I gotta piggyback on a lot of things I said too. Like like you were saying about why the relationship's weak now. You know what it is now? More opportunity, more access.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, you couldn't get on social media to see what was going on in Atlanta or nothing like that.
That's true.
You was in your hometown, and that's all you got to see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that much opportunity.
That's true.
Nowadays, if I'm at my girl, I can go to Atlanta easy. I could go on Facebook and DM anybody. It wasn't like that no more. You can't just go write a letter. It's gonna take 6 months to get to her. You feel what I'm saying? So like nowadays, I think that's what kills it for real. You feel me? And then too, Men don't want to lead too. I see that a lot of times too. No, you feel me?
Men don't want to lead.
Nah, I don't think that. You want to tell you
Why
what?
is that?
Because they don't know how.
Let me speak on that. You're right. You're right. See, here's why they don't know how. Because again, a lot of the houses are single parent run by mom. And a lot of us didn't see. Here's the thing. The women, they suffer from daddy issues, but guess what? A lot of the guys suffer from the same daddy issues because they didn't have a father in that home to teach them how to grow into their manhood.
Absolutely.
Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the way we have to learn. It's our father's responsibility to say, "Come here, son, sit down. Let me talk to you," and start sharing some wisdom with us, so we know what we need to do to come into our manhood, so that we could be good leaders. See, as a man, my mom, bless her heart, she can never teach me how to grow into my manhood. It takes a man to teach a young male how to grow into his manhood. That's just like my daughter. I love my daughter dearly, but I can't teach my daughter how to grow into her womanhood. She needs a woman to teach her certain things. And see, when a woman leaves her femininity and she goes into her masculinity, that's not what you want to teach your daughter. Teach your daughter to stay in her femininity, and a man that's worth his while, he will give her any and everything that he could possibly give her. And all she got to do is just stay in her femininity. But when you get a woman who's just going to get off and then depart from that, when she gets with a man, they're going to bump heads. They're going to bump heads. Because if a man gets enticed to argue with his woman, he's taking her trait, because a man shouldn't have to argue.
Oh no.
A man shouldn't have to argue. So now he's taking on feminine ways. I had to train myself to stop, and I'm still training myself to stop, because sometimes you might find yourself being provoked into an argument, and then you'll find yourself and then you'll be mad at yourself because you fell into that trap, because you didn't restrain yourself. I've been guilty of that a number of times, because a man might say something to his woman that she might not appreciate. So let me ask you a question. I'm sure you've had relationships. So if you had words with your woman and she give you one of these here, what does that mean to you? Is that respectful, disrespectful? What? She give you one of these? Talk to me.
That's disrespect at number one. Because now, like you said, the masculinity, now you're coming at me as a man now.
Now check this out. So since that is disrespectful, if you could only have one of these two things from your woman, you can either have love or respect. Which would you choose?
Respect.
100% of the time, because a woman can say she love you and treat you like crap. But when you respect somebody, you only want them to see you at your best. You'll make sure that they don't see you out of pocket, because you respect them. You value their opinion of you. And it's not a it's not a fake thing, because you showing them genuine respect. So if you had a woman and she had a job, but she showed her boss more respect, if her boss told her to do something that she didn't really appreciate, you think she's going to do that? She's not going to do that, because she knows she's in jeopardy of losing that job. So why does that boss deserve more respect than her husband or her so-called boyfriend that wants to marry her?
The same thing I just spoke on is more opportunity. So now, if they mess up in a relationship, I can just go get another one.
Real talk.
But see, you're right about that. You're right about that. But again, you're showing somebody who just pay you some dollars. You're giving them more respect than the man that you live with, that's taking care of you. Does that make sense?
No, it don't.
See, we got to keep it real. We got to bring back the old ways to teach young folk and to teach some old folk how to have successful relationships. We can't go in with some preconceived notion that I'm going to get over before she get over on me. And she got to be thinking the same thing. I got to treat him right. I don't want him to think that I'm just trying to get over. When people go in, they have to have the right mindset. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen? This relationship going to end. Then you're going to take those same mannerisms to the next relationship. That's going to eventually end. Then you're going to take that to the next. But check this out. once a person gets so many bodies up under them, man don't appreciate that. Now you're garbage disposal.
Let's not talk about
Because see, every time a man, and we can talk on this show, every time a man has an ejaculation inside of a woman, he's taking on his DNA. So if she done slept with multiple men, now she's got multiple personalities.
Right.
So that's why it's so much conflict.
Right.
And a lot of times people don't really analyze things like that. You see? So yeah, and thing, the hope is that people get into relationships to lead towards a marriage, because that's the ideal goal. Because boyfriend, girlfriend relationships, and we've all been guilty of it.
Of course.
It's an abomination to the Most High.
Absolutely.
Because what's a whore? A whore is, according to the biblical terms, according to the Creator, a whore is any woman who is laying with a man that is not her husband.
Right.
So it takes a whoremonger to make a whore,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so men got to quit being whoremongers. But then sometimes they'll make an excuse, say, well, she was sleeping with somebody already before me. That don't mean you got to join in.
Absolutely.
And then and we discuss often that there's a reason that if you know a woman, say she's, I don't know, say 25, 35 years old, but she's had multiple partners, but she's never been married or even asked to have her hand in marriage. There's a reason for that. A lot of times, again, a lot of women think that because she lays with a man and the man telling her those things that she really want to hear, no, you might have laid with a bunch of men. Nobody asked you to marry you. So you don't have any options. You only have options of who you decide to lay with.
Absolutely.
Because women give access to sex, men give access to marriage.
Absolutely.
So if they've had multiple relationships, but nobody's asked them, then the woman should ask herself, why has no one ever asked me to be married? Why? The men might not like what they see. They see you done been with Tom, Dick, Harry, Joe, Larry, Luigi, and everybody else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's not attractive to a man.
That's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Men definitely have to start stop whoremongering, and like I said, just have a higher standard. We have to put more time and effort into working on ourselves before we step into a marriage or a relationship. A lot of people hop into situations just because they lonely or they horny or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure, depending on what you want, everything is based on what you want. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want marriage. Some people, you know what I'm saying, have to fulfill these roles of being whores and this, that, and the third. Seriously, everybody's not going to be a wife. And that's another reason why men have to be careful who you pick, because you may pick a hoe or whore.
She for the streets.
Yeah, she for the streets, and Almighty create women like that. And we went over that scripture. He said, a man that's despising the Most High, he gonna fall into that trap. But a man that's loved by the Most High, he gonna escape that. So there's women out here that the Almighty put here to trap people. That's why you have to really.
Man, you can go ahead and read that. You want to do 25 and 26, I believe. 25 and 26.
Yeah, it says in Ecclesiastes 7:25, it says, I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleases the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So, as I just said, man, we have to really have our spiritual eyes open when we picking people. And the Almighty makes it plain and clear. Like, the woman you really want to, the woman of your youth should be a virgin. The very first woman you pick as a wife, you really want her to be a virgin. You know what I'm saying? Because this woman there's rewards for a woman being sexually disciplined. What reward should a woman have for not being sexually disciplined? You know what I'm saying? That's a legitimate question. Why should a woman that's been sleeping around all year and you meet her, she may be dope, have a great personality, all of these things, And that just may be a friendship. That just may be a good friendship y'all can have, right? But when you talk about marriage, marriage was ordained by the Most High. That's not just something you go and do with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, as men, we have to set a higher standard and be like, nah, man, you know, if she's not a virgin, she has to have a spirit of a virgin, right? Like, when the last time you slept with a man? If she say some years, okay, man, we dealing with somebody that's sexually disciplined. But if you just got out of a situation like a couple months ago, and then I keep talking to you about it, and it's consistent, you consistently in and out of relationships, and you constantly sleeping with these men, like, come on, man. Come on.
Let me talk to you a little bit about what these nets and snares are, because I don't know that, I know you know, but I don't know if you know what those nets and snares are. So I'm going to give you a little scenario. Remember, I told you, I hate the term baby mama and baby daddy. It don't even sound right to me. I know people in the hood love to say it, some of them. Oh, that's my baby daddy. Oh, that's my baby mama. But let me tell you about these nets and snares. Say you get with a woman, and say y'all might have been together for a while, but something came up, and y'all broke up, right? Now, say you didn't know that she had set that net to catch you in the first place, right? But then when it didn't work out, now she gonna snare everything you put your hands to. She take you downtown because she know that the court system is designed and set up for women to win. So she want to make sure she can get that child support increase, because first she already put you on there. Now she want to get it increased. You get another job, but she's still mad because now you with somebody else. So everything you do that she find out about, she gonna try to snare it. She gonna try to make it difficult for you. A lot of guys go through situations like that and they never see it coming. Solomon said one thing that he saw that was worse than death was a woman with snares and nets. A lot of these black men today, you get some that's in jail right now for allegedly say the R word that they never did. But a woman might have been so peed off at him, I'm gonna get him. And do it and don't feel no way at all about it. That's crucial. As a lot of times people don't have a clue what they're getting themselves into. That's the reason I had to ask this question. I had to write it down because I didn't want to forget. I say, why would a good man, a man with a good spirit, he got a good heart, he got nothing but good intentions, why would he want to take a chance with his mental health? Because a lot of these women will put you through some things, and see, men love hard. Men love hard. Women, they can go from one relationship to another relationship. See, here's the thing. When a man, I'm gonna break something down to you. When a man goes outside of, say, one relationship, not justifying it or anything, and he gets with somebody else, that's only for a physical thing. That's for a physical thing. When a woman goes outside of her relationship, check this out. That's an emotional thing. So in other words, she's been emotional with somebody else, because say like if a man's woman leaves, she's going to leave him emotionally first. She might still physically be there, but emotionally she's not with him. So if she's spending time with another man, that's more of a violation right there. Because she's more so into this other man. She's not into you. And then when she decides, if she should, to open up her legs, say if she was your wife or whatever, you could never take her back. Because she's given herself to another man. So think of this. Even when people are doing this girlfriend, boyfriend type situation, and that's wrong in itself, so there's no real loyalty there, because we need to be loyal to the Most High first. So if they're not going to be loyal to the Most High, what makes us think they're going to be loyal to us as men? Do you see what I'm saying?
Let me chime in on that.
Please
Just
do.
real quick. If you ever deal with a woman that you marry and she go out and sleep with another man, what does that mean? That woman was. And in the law, the Almighty said when a woman commits adultery and when a man commits adultery, the only way a man can commit adultery if he sleep with his brother's wife. If I go and sleep with your woman, I gotta go, and the woman gotta go too. Now, if the woman, if you're dealing with a woman that sleeps outside of you married to her, right? She sleeps with another man. She was a hoe. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? A woman that fear the creator and that love the most high is not gonna do that. She'll get a divorce. She'll go through the right channels and be like, hey, let's go through the right channels. Because most men, if they'll accept the fact, like, oh, you don't want to be with me. Okay, that's cool. I respect that. Like, but if you go out and do some stuff while you in this man's house, right? You got this man children, and you go out and sleep with another man, what type of woman are you really for real? And that's why the Almighty put that punishment in place, because it's not just the fact of what she did to the man, it's the fact that what you did to the covenant of marriage and how serious the Almighty look at marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that in there.
And see, that's the importance of marriage, because the things that we've done, remember, we started out talking about those abnormalities. Way we've been doing things, the way we've been operating is abnormal, and it's an abomination to the Creator. So a man actually should learn how to deal with what we might just say semen retention for a long time. For a long time, to the point to where, okay, I got this under control. Because if we're not going to be in a marriage, I'm not going to suggest go find your little rub doll or something. I'm not going to say nothing like that, but we have to learn how to have self-control. If we don't exercise self-control, then how would we expect anybody else, or maybe the women that we encounter, how can we expect them to have self-control if in fact we don't have self-control and we're supposed to be the leaders?
Right.
Now, if we're going to be good leaders, hopefully we'll get somebody that'll be a good follower.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? But we have to set the tone. And that's imperative. So now I got some more questions here. What are some red flags that y'all might be able to think of that would tell you after just talking to a woman, after just talking to her? And whether you talk to her for a day, 30 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 weeks or whatever, there's some red flags that should stand out to a man that's being observant. See, we can't be just looking at a big button and smile and thinking everything's all right. There's some different things that we should be looking for, and some things might stick out right off the top. That's why this woman wouldn't get approached by you, because you can see the red flags before you ever open up your mouth to her.
Right.
So just tell me some different red flags that you would tell somebody else to look out for.
The main thing is, I tell people all the time, man, the main thing in anything, life, relationships, anything you go through is be quick to listen. You feel me? Because when you listening, you can hear all the red flags in the female.
That's true.
Because what's one thing a female love to do? Talk. She gonna tell you all the red flags right then and there if you just sit there and just let her talk. Once a woman starts talking about, oh, she independent, she don't need nobody up, red flag. Because then that means you're gonna make it hard for me to leave. Because then you don't know how to follow. You know what I'm saying? If we have children, they ain't gonna know who to listen to, because then you showing masculine and I'm masculine. Now they don't know who the real daddy in the relationship. Who the real daddy in the relationship. I don't know if I should listen to my mom or not. You feel me? So, and you can really see that in the child too. Like if you tell your child no, and they can go to your mom and change that's another thing too. The mother and the father gotta be on the same page. You feel me? Because you can already tell that the relationship is broken. Because if you tell your child no, and they can go to the mom and the mom say, yeah, you can have it. Yeah. That's disrespectful right there. That's a red flag. Yeah. You're not a team player. You feel what I'm saying? So that's I say the biggest out of anything is a woman saying she independent. That's your number one thing.
So hold on, I want you to keep talking. I want you now. You told me one type of red flag, but tell me some red flag that you should be able to pick up just with your sight before she even opened up her mouth. Because there's several.
What she wearing?
Okay, that's good.
What she wearing?
Keep going.
Like I said again, the way she talk. What else?
This might not make any difference to you. It makes well, I'm an older person, and I'm not going to say let's say I have some wisdom.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay.
So What about if she's wearing a green long weave, a wig, a purple, a bright red, or orange hair, and things like that? Because I've observed that a lot of times, and again, it might sound like I'm talking about all women. I'm not. I'm talking about most. Most that's here in the West anyway. That she takes on the personality of that wig that she throw on her head. She takes on that personality. And then see if she got them long claws that she got glued on or whatnot. You know, you want her to make you a hamburger or something? You don't know what's up under them things. You see what I'm saying? She can't dial the phone real good or clean her behind real good when she come out. You see what I'm saying? Because she ain't trying to stab herself. So she down the phone with her knuckles and things.
Right.
So there's certain visual red flag that you can spot off the top. Another red flag would be if you are involved in a conversation with her. And you know, she posts a lot on social media, a lot of pictures. She might take 35 pictures to post 10 good ones because them angles is right on there, right? And she's showing some little things on there, little hips, little bosoms and things like that. And if y'all talking and then you ask her, and I'm talking about y'all been kicking it for a little minute, trying to see where it can go. And so you feel like you really want to try to get to know her better. So you ask her to take that social media down.
Right.
If she tell you no right off the rip, that should be a red flag. Especially if she's into you. She shouldn't be trying to make everybody else see what she got.
Right.
Because those goods are supposed to be reserved, right?
Right.
So give me some more, man, because there's plenty that guys see. Because males are visual, we tend to look and like she looks so nice. Now you're losing yourself.
Right.
You become a simp. You become a wimp.
Yeah.
And see, so that ain't no real man right there.
Yeah.
That's just somebody who's trying to lead with their loins. They ain't leading with their brain.
Right.
And see, when we're younger and not as wise, we tend to lead with the wrong head.
Right.
And I want you to follow up.
No, absolutely no. But the point you just made too, though, is about the women showing their bodies, right? And that's another reason why women be like, they don't want me or nothing. They can't see the potential. It's because you didn't already show me anything. What's there to work to? Like that's another thing too. There's nothing to work towards no more. Because you know when you see a fine chick back in the day, you be like, okay, I know I got to take you on a date. I know I got to do this. It's levels to get into that point. But then seeing what your body really look like now, it's just out there. You feel me? It's nothing to look forward to. You can go to the club and see everything you need. I don't need to take you nowhere. You gonna show it to me for free. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, most modern women today ain't up to the standard of what we should, what a woman should, how a woman should carry herself visually. Most women you see out here, they following what they see on TV and in media. So, me personally, I don't even. For my generation, it's a wrap. I can't look at them visually. I gotta really understand their energy and what's coming out their mouth and their heart because it's this like. Most women are followers. I probably only met a few women that's like real leaders and that really rock to their own beat. You know what I'm saying? But most women just do what other women do. They dress how other women dress. They look how other women. So I mean, you know, my visually, you know, I'm gonna be honest. You know, I'm looking at how she look, and then number two, is she clean? How she smell? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't care how you dress. Are you clean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I care how you dress. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, I don't her showing just everything out. You know what I'm saying? But I understand a woman want to look a little, you know, they want to look a little tempting or whatever. I get it. But she got to be clean. Preferably, you know, clean shoes. She got to smell nice. Yeah, hygiene is very important.
Let me say this real quick to follow on what you just said. See, women look at certain things on the man to be able to tell, you know, if she's going to even be interested in him. And men should look at three things as well. It's going to tell you a lot about this woman. Look at her hair, her hands, and her feet. If you can't see her feet, look at the shoes she's wearing. If her hair is not kept, She's not the one. If the fingernail polish look like it been trying to escape for a long time above her fingers or whatnot, or if her fingers is all dirty and everything like that, leave her alone. If you see her feet, if her feet are manicured and nice looking, and everything good. But if they're not, if her shoes, look at her shoes. If her shoes are like, they could be better, or so to speak, then that's just giving you an indication right there. See, there's a lot of things that we need to pay attention to as men, but most of all, pay attention in that conversation when you're just talking it. When you're just talking, is she referring to you as bruh, bruh, bruh? Hopefully he's not referring to her as bruh.
Right.
Because, bro, a lot of guys, these women and these guys in today's generation don't even understand that bruh is just another term for brother, which means you're speaking to a male. I see girls talking and they, bruh. I see a guy talking to his woman, but bruh. I'm like, I'm scratching my head and they say words that they don't know what the words mean. They just saying it because they hear somebody else saying it.
Each other the B word.
I've heard, I see guys calling each other. In my generation, you call me a B, we got a fight coming on. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of times they don't understand words. I see them talk about, he a lame. You a lame. I say, excuse me, young lady. Excuse me, man. Yeah, come here. I pay either one of y'all if you could tell me what that word mean, honestly. And they don't know what it mean. Are you boring? You didn't know. You crippled in the feet. See, we have to explain to them what certain words mean because they've polluted the language. I mean, this is a bastard language anyway, but they've polluted the language.
Right.
They have no clue what they're talking about. They're just playing follow the leader. Somebody said it, so it must make. Who invented this thing where you walking around with your butt hanging up out because you got some drawers on? One time, I told a guy to pull up his pants, and he didn't want to hear it, but he didn't realize he had that big old stain that was showing right there in the middle. So everybody just started laughing at dude. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't really understand that was penitentiary behavior.
Right.
Understanding that meant I'm available. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because somebody else, they were just pulled up and tight. So now because they see their favorite rapper going out there doing it and doing all this shit with his pants hanging down, they don't know he's gay too.
Yeah.
He done been through the ritual too.
And people start to come out now too.
You see, so we just have to be mindful because we're supposed to, once we do get a wife, then we have a great responsibility. And I have to say that if a man's house is out of order, it's his fault. You hear what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
So we have to be very careful in who you choose. But I know you got some things going on, and this went really well. So we're going to have to continue. And I'm going to have to ask you back, man. He told me you could keep up, and I had met you, and you put a smile on my face. You got some wisdom.
Thank you. Yeah, we talk all the time about this. All the time.
Yeah.
You know, every time I see bro, like, it's always about it. It's always good.
Now, do we have any questions? Did anybody put any questions up here?
Yeah, Yaziel, he just made comments. He said men should have their own marriage contract and have the woman sign it. If she agrees with it and your contract be fair, though, this will save a lot of men from spousal support.
Well, I tell you what, you don't necessarily have to have a contract to give her that bill of divorcement if you do it just that way.
Yeah.
Who can I comment on that?
He said, go ahead.
Put it like that. There won't be no need for a contract if she's a godly woman. She already under contract in the Bible. That's the contract.
That's the covenant. That's the contract.
That's the contract. So once you say I'm ready, and you ready, and we get on that altar, that's the contract.
Hold on. Let me say this because I still want you to get to that comment there. See, here's the thing. We have most men and most women in this country today have a modern mindset. You have to have a traditional mindset even to understand what you just said. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people are not of that traditional mindset. They don't have those traditional values because it's like we are monkey see, monkey do people. Remember, at least you say that? And we do collectively what we see other people doing.
Right.
And other people doing wrong, so we jump on that wrong bandwagon too.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So the bottom line is we have to have the right spirit when you go into a marriage. If you don't have the right spirit, it's going to fail.
Yeah.
And you can't just because a man takes on a woman, we can't just operate like a tyrant because that wouldn't be pleasing to the Almighty. Everything that we do needs to be done according to Yah's word. We got to keep it right. If we just feel like since I'm the husband, you're going to do what I say and I'm telling you just garbage. No, that woman should run.
Right.
She should get far away.
Right.
But you got anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
Nah, we good though. Thank you for coming on, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, hopefully you come back on again, man. So
Yeah, we definitely got to have you back. Yeah. Matter of fact, we can make that appointment right now for next week.
Oh, no, I'm here for next week. I ain't got to wait until 7.
okay then, that's what's up. So we usually go for about an hour 45.
Yeah, it usually be a little longer, man.
Hey, I'm here.
But now we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Go ahead and stay tuned for the next podcast. We about to shut it down, y'all. All right.